Hello everyone, welcome to Alchemistry. Hope all of you are doing well. In this lecture, I am going to discuss about the postulates of Rutherford's atomic model. In my previous lecture, I have discussed the famous alpha particle scattering experiment of Rutherford. So, from the observations of Rutherford's alpha particle scattering experiment, Rutherford gave some proposal which are known as Rutherford's atomic model in 1911. In his proposal, Rutherford described that an atom contains a tiny, dense, positively charged nucleus at the center. Actually, from his alpha particle scattering experiment, Rutherford observed that most of the alpha particle passed through the atom, whether it is through straight path or through deflected path. Somehow the alpha particle managed to pass through the atom. Right. Before Rutherford, J.J. Thomson described that an atom is a sphere and positive charge of that atom was distributed throughout the atom like this. Alpha particle has positive charge on it. Had this proposal of J.J. Thomson been true, then the positively charged particle, that means alpha particle, would have been deflected. It could not go through the atom, whether it is through straight path or through deflected path. It could not go through the atom. But in his alpha particle scattering experiment, Rutherford observed that alpha particles managed to pass through the atom, whether it is straight path or deflected path. Based on these observations, Rutherford concluded that all the positive charge inside the atom must not be distributed throughout the atom as proposed by J.J. Thomson in his atomic model. Instead, the positive charge inside an atom must be centered within a small region inside the atom. He named that small region as nucleus. So nucleus holds all the positive charge inside it. All the positively charged particles means the protons inside the atom are present inside the nucleus as proposed by the Rutherford. Now, he proposed that most of the space inside an atom is empty. How he got that idea? How he got that thinking? Actually, Rutherford observed in his alpha particle scattering experiment that alpha particles manage to pass through the atom in a straight path or in a deflected path. Right? Alpha particle has a specific mass, that is 4 amu. Had the atom is rigid, alpha particle which has a mass of 4 amu could not pass through the atom, whether it is straight path or through deflected path. But as the alpha particle managed to pass through the atom, Rutherford thought that there must be a hollow space inside the atom. That is why most of the alpha particle managed to pass through the atom. Right. From this observation, Rutherford proposed that most of the space of the atom is empty or hollow. And an atom has a central part I have already described. That central part he named as nucleus, which contains all the positive charge inside the atom. Around the nucleus, most of the space are empty. And he named that empty space as electronic region. That means an atom has two parts. One is central nucleus, and around that central nucleus, an empty space is located. Inside that empty space, electrons reside. That region is called electronic region. Electron, being in the electronic region, rotates around the nucleus in circular path. Rutherford did not specify or did not mention any specification of the circular path where the electrons rotate around the nucleus. Rather, he described that electrons are rotating around the nucleus in any circular path. Right? So, as all the positive charge are condensed inside the nucleus, the negatively charged electrons being in the electronic region around the nucleus, being in the empty region around the nucleus, it rotates around the nucleus in any circular path. This was the proposal of Rutherford. So, how electrons remain in the electronic region? Are there any bond between electron and the nucleus? Are there any bond between electron and the positively charged nucleus? How electron remains in the electronic region hanging? To explain that, Rutherford describes that there must be a force of attraction between negatively charged electron and positively charged nucleus. And that force of attraction is called Coulombic force of attraction. So this attraction force holds electron around the nucleus and it rotates around the nucleus in any circular path. This was the proposal of Rutherford. There was no mentioning of any specification of the circular paths where the electron rotates around the nucleus. He just mentioned that electrons can rotate around the nucleus in any circular path. So nucleus is extremely small as compared to the size of the atom. Nucleus is a small part inside the atom. So it has a very small size as compared to the atom. And electrons are rotating around the nucleus, being in the electronic region. Now, so far I have discussed everything about Rutherford's atomic model. Now, some important characteristics of Rutherford's atomic model. In his atomic model, Rutherford first described the nucleus. Nucleus contains all the positive charge and electrons move around nucleus. Most atomic volume of an atom is empty and overall atom is electrically neutral because the number of negatively charged electrons becomes equal to the number of positively charged protons. This is how an atom becomes neutral. So there are some advantages of Rutherford's atomic model. It was the first model to explain existence of nucleus. All the observations of his alpha particle scattering experiment was explained by Rutherford's atomic model. It explained empty space inside an atom and it became the foundation for later atomic theories like Niels Bohr atomic theories. In his atomic model, Rutherford considered classical mechanics of physics, but later Niels Bohr applied quantum mechanics of physics to give his atomic model. So everyone should remember this point. So far, I have discussed everything about Rutherford's atomic model. I hope this lecture have been very easy for all of you and you have understood properly. If you have any doubt, please mention that in my comment box. I will answer all of your questions. And if you want the PDF note of this lecture or any of my lecture, go to description box. There is a link there. Click on that. It will point you to my Google Drive, and from there you can have PDF note of any of my lectures. Thank you so much for watching.